What up, vloggers, game livers? What we're going to talk about today in today's vlog is using discretion. I agree that an impaired judgment due to alcohol has been part of my lack of ability to use discretion in a few manners, which I'm getting ready to discuss here. And I need to sharpen up and use more discretion. First thing, you know about me and my scavenging for alcohol, tobacco, and food or whatever. Make sure somebody left it behind. You know what I mean? Make sure you're not taking, for instance, last night, it was like probably 20 feet from a Wawa, but there was a Mike's Hard in a plastic bag with like a few sips taken out of it. And I figured like the vodka drinks the night before, it was just some party people left it behind. Oh boy, was that wrong. Boy, was that wrong. Turned out to be a African American who could have punched me in the face, kicked my ass, because you know me, I just gunned the whole thing, and that was that. And but in that case, I had a little money on me, so it was just one Mike's Hard drink, and I offered him $5, to replace it. And he actually brought it down to $3, which is very cool of him, and which is basically what it cost. Told me to have a good New Year, so that was very solid of him. Could have easily went the other way. A couple of other things the other day. There was right outside of a bar, Heineken, like half full. I touched it, and the bouncer came right out. So I took my hands right off that. And yeah, if it's not that bad out and there's something left on a bar table outside, it's probably not up for grabs. So you gotta make sure things that you think are up for grabs are not up for grabs. Otherwise, you can get your ass kicked, get in trouble with the police, and we don't need any of that. So discretion. Also, who do you talk to and why are you talking to them? Tricky spots. We talked about the guy who's just going after a cigarette but trying to start an argument with me at the end of the conversation. What you mad about, a girl or something? He was angling for a little extraction. And that's when you shut up and you walk away. I told him to have a good day. That's someone I would not want to talk to. Someone I would want to talk to is a guy who woke me up in the park the other night. He just wanted to smoke a little crack. I've smoked a little crack, and it can be pretty fun. Me and a guy out, and let's just try to, somewhere else. We went up to Parks on a little crack things. That's a long story, but that was a good time. But I had one guy, he had the K2, and I can't smoke that shit. It just gets me lost. I get lost. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't think. And he just kept smoking me up with this, and then, why don't you want to smoke? Why don't you want to smoke? Why don't you want to smoke? And it's not the trick roller out in Vegas, that slips you the roofie and takes all your shit in the middle of the night. But it can be, he's experienced with it, you're not, you get mentally lost, you pass out, he takes your shit. And that's, that guy I would never partake in anything with again. But, and then it was weird, he left like all these bags of chips and stuff unopened behind for me, so total mixed signals from him. I just played it cool whenever I saw him in the street, because he made up some stuff. He's like, you're affecting you're affecting my chances of getting laid. I'm like, what are you talking about? You live in the street, you're not getting laid, man. And then he got all tough. But again, like we talked about, extraction. Who you talking to and why? Guy like that probably sees me as a potential mark, and will play it cool like you're his friend, but it's a slow extraction game, which we know. Some of them do it quick, some of them do it slow. One that I actually wish I did associate with, this guy woke me up the other night. I was just talking about it. He wanted to smoke a little crack, and he said to me, "I'll pay you $20 to smoke crack with me right now. I love to smoke with friends." And I just said to him, I can't handle it. So it's a tough spot there. If he's like a dealer or something, you don't want to piss him off. But if he's a guy trying to get you under the influence to take your shit, fuck him, get the fuck away as soon as possible. So it's a tough spot. So the moral of the story is discretion. Also, I have a couple containers of food in my bag that they were right outside of a bar, and albeit it was raining all night, but now that I see writing on it, they have people's initials on them. So that means that I stole somebody's food. That's not cool. If I was hungry, and actually this did happen with Uber Eats, I was starving when I had that piece of shit security job, and I think it was a delivery person stole the food, and actually Uber Eats gave me my money back and then 50% more, so that was quite solid of them. But so you want to use discretion. You don't want to offend someone that looks like they can, kick your ass, or maybe have a little crew of people, but you want to use discretion. You got to ignore someone, just ignore. That's what everybody does to a lot of, the obnoxious ones. And discretion. If you're living on the streets, you got to use discretion, both in your scavenging and who you're talking to and why. So that's all I got for you today. Blitty, thanks again for what's going to be the care package. I very much appreciate it. I'm doing all right, but we're still going to, very likely, if the guy will still talk to me since I missed the first meeting, do the halfway house thing tomorrow, and that'll be a quick juxtaposition for the way I've been living my life. He said sober. He said cold turkey. And then I got a nurse in the hospital who said that's the worst thing you can do. That could kill you. So, it's weird, man. And those bipolar meds, for how they ripped up my stomach, they scared the fucking shit out of me. That was horrible. Stuck on the toilet for almost an hour multiple times after throwing up. But then again, I did combine them with a shitload of malt liquors. So now that it's after the holiday, we tighten up our discretion game across the board. And when it wasn't the holiday, not that many people were leaving, drinks out with 2 sips taken out of them. So that's something, keep in mind. Probably just a holiday thing. Albeit it was a good time. And I did do quite well scavenging, but we need to make sure we're not stealing, because between the sushi and the containers of food, I probably, albeit unintentionally, stole over $50 worth of food last night. And as you guys know, I'm on the Pro Bowl, so we ain't going back to the clink. Fuck that shit. All right, that's all I got. Tomorrow should be an interesting day. As far as how that goes. Because once we go in there, it's not like, oh, maybe sneak in a flask or some shit. No, they'll know in a fucking heartbeat. So, kind of take that as it goes. Hope you guys had a perfect holiday with your loved ones, and nothing but good times, and looking forward to a prosperous 2022. Much love. Later.